If you're looking for a place to live in Florida that actually feels like a real community, not a strip mall with a zip code, you need to know about Mount Dora. This small lakefront town about 40 minutes northwest of Orlando sits 184 feet above sea level, making it one of the hilliest spots in the entire state. And that elevation, it gives you rolling streets, lake views, and something most of Florida can't offer: character. And as always, this information is on the house. Mount Dora has a population of just over 19,000 people, and it's been growing about 2.5% per year. But don't let that growth fool you. This is still a small town at heart. Think historic brick buildings, tree-lined streets, no chain restaurants in downtown, and more than 30 festivals a year. Niche.com calls it one of the best places to live in Florida, and the people who live here, they're fiercely loyal to this town. I'm going to take you on a full tour today. The downtown, the vibe, the restaurants, the real estate, the neighborhoods, and what it's actually like to live here. So let's start by diving in. Okay, so I'm driving through, I'm just getting close to downtown Mount Dora right now. Today they're having an art festival, but I wanted to kind of give you a little feel about what the town looks like. It's a very historic, very small town, sits right on a lake, very eclectic for small businesses, for mom and pop restaurants, for snowbirds, for small shoppers, for artsy types, for it's got a little bit of everything for everybody. And today is one of the art festivals. They have this twice a year. Mount Dora hosts over 30 events per year. The big ones, the annual Arts Festival in February, which draws 300 juried artists and close to 200,000 visitors, the Crafts Fair in October, 3 antique extravaganzas, a Scottish Highlands Festival, a Blueberry Festival, a Bicycle Festival, a Film Festival, you name it, this town throws a party for it. They don't call it the Festival City for nothing. And this town kind of rolls up the carpet set at around 9 o'clock, but it's got a very vibrant and loyal following as far as people that love the atmosphere, the shopping. The dining scene is fantastic, actually. There's some really neat places down here. You're not going to find any big chains whatsoever. You know, obviously today's an art festival, so a lot of the streets are blocked off. This is a downtown, so there's several one-way streets. But if you look around a little bit, you know, you can see a lot of the tents. This is a huge national festival that brings people from all over the country, and you'll be able to see why, because it's just really great. If you look right over here, there's a lake right there. This is just something that you have to experience. You have to come down here, you have to walk around and envelop yourself in the community. It's highly sought after. The pricing, you can still pick up homes for a decent price near downtown, but a lot of them are, again, very old, very eclectic. There are a lot of wood frame homes, but it's nothing cookie cutter. So let's talk numbers. As of early 2026, the median home price in Mount Dora sits between $387,000 and $432,000, depending on the neighborhood, of course. The market has balanced out. There's about a 6.7-month supply of inventory right now, which means buyers do actually have some negotiating power again. The sale to list price ratio has dipped to around 96.5%, so you're not competing in bidding wars like a couple years ago. And here's the big one for Florida buyers. Mount Dora sits at 184 feet above sea level. That's nearly double the state's average, and that means a much lower flood risk and often lower insurance premiums compared to coastal areas. That hilltop advantage is becoming a major selling point for this area. And if you look right over here, this is a very, very famous house. And I don't know that it's going to show up too well on camera, but there's a big story behind that I can share with you in the comments. I'll put a link to that what that house is about. But if you look over this way, you know, we've got the lake right over here to my left, and it's just gorgeous. I was actually on this lake yesterday, and we were boating around, and you know, now I'm seeing the things that we were seeing from the lake. So it's really cool to put that in perspective. When you're on the lake and you get to enjoy those things, it's very special. So we're coming into downtown Mount Dora, and you'll be able to see what a quaint cool little town this is, and why everybody loves it so much. I love this hot rod in front of me. That's the kind of stuff you're going to see in a town like this. Old mixed with new, mixed with art. It's so eclectic, so neat down here. I just love it. Everybody, it's very appealing to everybody. We're getting into the heart of the festival right now, so not going to be able to see everything, but this is the heart of the city. We're coming up on 5th and I'm on Donnelly Street, so this is the center of town, and that art festival stretches well, you know, every street, every way from where I'm at, where I'm going right now. And you get to see, you know, we're still kind of hilly here. You can see I'm driving up a hill now, so most of Florida is very flat. That's what gives this town some character. These tree-lined streets, very historic, and that's the appeal. That's what people come here for, to get away from the hustle and the bustle and just relax and enjoy a small town feel like this. But this does attract people from literally all over the country. These art festivals, they have this one twice a year, and then they have many other festivals throughout the year, and shows and things like that. So it's definitely worth the trip here to check it out. And by the way, one of the best things about living here is the location. Mount Dora is only about 40 minutes from downtown Orlando, 45 minutes from the airport, and you're right off the 429 and 441. So you get this small town life without giving up access to everything Orlando has to offer. A lot of remote workers and retirees are figuring that out right now. There's always something going on down here because that's just the way the city runs. That's how they attract people. So it's very big with snowbirds. It's very big with the art scene. And they get a lot of that all year round because we have the weather for that. So it's not like it's just, you know, spring and summer. This is going on. You can find these kind of crowds all year long here. And one of the biggest perks of living here, the food scene. Mount Dora's downtown is packed with independent restaurants. No chains, no fast food, just legit local spots. Let me show you a couple of the must-try places. And this is one of downtown Mount Dora's most esteemed restaurants and bars and scenes, if you will. This is called Pisces Rising. It's been here a little over 20 years, and it's just an absolute favorite for everyone that comes by. So they have this wonderful outdoor seating area, and you can see that, you know, again, a little overcast today, but you can see the lake is right there. So the music, the vibe, the weather, the views all add to why this is a destination you're going to want to definitely make on the top of your list. And here's another one that is a must attend when you're in downtown Mount Dora, is the Goblin Market. So it's a little bit higher end, less casual than some of the other eateries around, but the food is unmistakably amazing and you have to try it. It's very small, quaint, historic. The seating is very casual but tight, but it's just one of those amazing places that you have to try. The Goblin Market. So who actually lives in Mount Dora? The median age is about 49 and roughly a third of the residents are 65 or older. So yes, it's big with retirees, but it's not just a retirement town. Median household income is around $74,500, and you've got families, young professionals, and remote workers moving into. About 63% of residents own their homes. And for families, the schools are solid. Mount Dora High School and the local elementary and middle schools fall under Lake County schools, which are above average statewide. Mount Dora Christian Academy is a well-regarded private option with a niche grade of an A-, and there are some strong charter options nearby like Imagine South Lake and Cornerstone Charter. This is called the Golden Triangle. It's Mount Dora, Eustis, and Tavares, all kind of three little small towns that are all up here in North Lake County that all have the same kind of vibe and feel. Mount Dora is probably the gem of all those, but Tavares is literally called the Seaplane City because it's got a vibrant downtown too, and that's the county seat. And so there's a lot going on downtown Tavares. There's new bars and restaurants, rooftop bars, and a lot of boat ramps. So there's public boat ramps and private. There's a marina down there. So you can do all kinds of things in Tavares and see some planes fly in and land right on the water and pull up to some restaurants. So that's really cool. We've got Claremont. Winter Garden's mostly Orange County, but it's close enough.
So I count it. So Claremont, Winter Garden, Groveland, Eustis, Tavares, Mount Dora, all these great little towns that have this great feel and vibe to them. And you could spend days just exploring all those, let alone everything else that they have to offer. And this is on dry land. Wait till you get on the lakes and enjoy that even more.
Now, if you're thinking about buying in or around Mount Dora, you've got options. Beyond the charming historic homes downtown, there are about a dozen active new construction communities in the area right now. Oakfield on Mount Dora by David Weekley Homes is cottage-style homes starting in the high 300s and village homes up to the 500s. Hillside at Mount Dora by KB Homes gives you brand new single-family homes close to 441 and the 429. Trailside by Ashton Woods and DRB Homes is tucked near historic downtown with easy access to Lake Dora. Timberwalk by DR Horton is another solid option with homes in the low to mid 300s. And for the 55 plus crowd, Lakes of Mount Dora is a gated lakefront community that's been named one of the top 50 master plan communities in the country by Where to Retire magazine. And let's not forget what's outside your front door. Mount Dora sits on Lake Dora, which is part of the Harris chain of lakes, over 50,000 acres of interconnected waterways. Bass fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding, sunset cruises through the Dora Canal. It's all here. Wekiva Springs State Park and Kelly Park are 30 minutes away. You've got 5 golf courses within 10 minutes, and the downtown is one of the most walkable in the whole state. All right, let me give you the real pros and cons of living in Mount Dora. On the plus side, no state income tax, beautiful weather year-round, an incredibly tight-knit community, a downtown that's genuinely walkable with amazing food and shopping, over 30 festivals a year, so there's always something to do, lake access, right from town, lower insurance costs thanks to that elevation we talked about earlier, and you're still under an hour from everything Orlando offers. For retirees and remote workers especially, it's tough to beat. On the flip side, the town does roll up the sidewalks early. Most things close by 8 or 9. If you're commuting to Orlando daily, that 40-minute drive can stretch during rush hour. There's basically no public transportation. The job market is limited locally, so you're either remote, retired, or commuting. And while growth is bringing new amenities, some longtime residents are nervous about the town losing its small town feel. That's the tension in ever-growing Florida towns right now, statewide. Mount Dora isn't for everyone. If you want nightlife, high-rise condos, and big city energy, this unfortunately isn't your spot. But if you want a community with soul, a downtown that feels like it was built for actual people, lake sunsets every night, and a cost of living that still makes sense in Florida, you owe it to yourself to at least come see Mount Dora in person. If you're thinking about making a move to Mount Dora or anywhere in Central Florida area, I'd love to help you out. So drop a comment, hit subscribe, and if you want to talk real estate one-on-one, all my contact info is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.